Hey friends, it's Marie here from Nicole Designs. I thought I'd do a quick video showing you the Nuvo crystal drops. Now these can add dimensional details to craft projects. You can use them like enamel dots. You can use them to add some embellishment to your stamped images. Lots of different things. They come in a variety of colors. There are so many colors. You have bright ones that you can do a rainbow palette with. You have some metallics. The small or the regular size bottles are 1 ounce, but there are some colors that come in a 2-ounce bottle. So I have a 2 ounce of this gold because obviously I love gold and I use it on all kinds of things. So if you have a color that you really use a lot, they may carry it in the bigger size. Not all colors come in the bigger size, but you might want to go ahead and look. I'll have links down below to the Tonic store if you want to go check that out. They have all the colors there. Now some of these drops have a metallic sheen to them. Some of them have glitter in them. Some of them dry translucent. I'm showing you the crystal drops, but they also have jewel drops. They have stone drops, which I don't have. I'm not showing you today, but those have a little bit more of a chunky glitter in them, or more of a gritty kind of texture. The stone drops. There's also dream drops that have more of an opal kind of finish to them. So lots of different options for your Nuvo drop addiction, and I just wanted to show you quickly today how you can use them in several different ways. Now when I'm using my Nuvo drops, I always like to get it started first on a piece of scrap paper. That way, as I'm squeezing the bottle out, if there's an air bubble and it kind of squirts, it's not going to ruin my project. But you can see I squirted a little bit out here and it kind of rounded out on its own to be a nice circle, kind of a pearl shape. Now I've done another one here and it left a little bit of a peak, and it will do that sometimes. I've noticed, especially if they are cold. So if you want to warm them up in your hand a little bit before you squirt them out on your paper, that works as well. But if this happens on your paper, just kind of tap your paper, maybe from the bottom, to try to get it to level out. Now this is one of the jewel drops. It dries with a translucent kind of dryness, if that's the right word. But I wanted to show you side by side one of the regular Nuvo drops and the translucent one. So the translucent ones are really fun if you want to do like water droplets on your card, or anything that's a little bit more transparent. They do also have a clear, so that's fun as well. I wanted to show you I've used a bunch of colors of Nuvo drops on this stamped image to kind of look like some paint on this palette, and that's a really fun way to use these drops on your stamped images. You can also use it for a little bit of decorative accents around your stamped images. Now here they kind of take on the look of an enamel dot. You can make them bigger, smaller, anything you want. You can also use them to decorate images like this donut. So I wanted to show you how fun this is. I've got a donut die cut here and I'm just inking it up with some Nuvo ink. This is hybrid ink. So what I really like about using the Nuvo drops with the hybrid ink is that hybrid ink does not run. It does not react with water. Once it's dry, it's pretty much set and permanent. So you can go ahead, color your images, color your die cuts, whatever you're using. You can put the Nuvo drops on top and it's not going to tint or change the color of your drops. Your drops are going to stay the same color as when you put them on. So if you wanted to go ahead and put some white sprinkles on top of this blue frosting, you can, and you don't have to worry about this blue ink changing the color of those white drops. Now you do want to make sure that the ink is completely dry before you add your drops on top, so that it won't run, but the hybrid ink should not run with your drops. So that's one thing I really like about using it with these Nuvo drops. You can add your accents and not worry about the color being changed by the ink that you've used. I'm just going to go ahead and add some blue ink on top of this frosting. I'm going to flood this whole area to make it look like some dimensional frosting on this donut. Now you probably didn't need to ink it up beforehand, but sometimes it's kind of hard to cover every little area of these die cuts. So it's a good idea to go ahead and color it before you put your drops on. That way, if you get a little bit peeking out under the drops, it's not going to be quite as noticeable. Now, you are going to want to let this dry for quite a while. I would say probably 2 hours to even overnight to make sure it's dry. And it does depend on how much you put on. If you put a really thick application, I would say just leave it overnight. Come back to it the next morning. But if you put little drops on a paper, I would say about 2 to 3 hours, you can be sure that it'll be dry. You can also put glitter on top of the drops when they're wet, or go in with another color of drops, add some tiny drops to make it look like sprinkles, and add a little bit more fun elements to your donuts or die cuts. You can also use these drops to fill in different areas of your stamped images. So here I'm filling in some berries on this stamped image. I've stamped a bunch of florals out here to make sort of a wreath kind of card front, and you can fill in your wreaths, your stamped images with some of these drops, kind of make it look really fun and festive. On the left there, I stenciled a wreath. Looks more of a Christmas wreath. I've added some white berries onto my wreath. Over here, what I'm doing is adding some of these sort of coral color to a tropical looking wreath card front. And like I said, you want to make sure these are completely dry. So it would be good to make this the last thing you do on your card to make sure you can set your card aside, let it completely dry, and then mail it off in the mail. So I hope this has given you a look at these Nuvo Drops, given you a few ideas on how to use them. Like I said, I'll have links below if you want to check them out. Otherwise, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, ring the bell, do all the things. I'll see you guys next time. Have a great day. Bye.